Okay guys, so in this video I'm going to give you a quick overview of how I actually set up my slideshows and how I design them really quickly and easily. Okay, now the key thing to really remember here is that you don't want to overcomplicate anything. You want to keep it nice and clean and easy to look at, because if you've got people watching your videos, the last thing you want to do is distract them with too many graphics or too many colors or anything like that. Okay, you want to keep it nice and simple, but I don't mean simple as black and white, because that's too simple, okay, and it's boring. So what we're going to do is we're going to add headline here. So headline will go here. And then it's your body text right here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. Right. Now one thing that you're going to notice is the shape of the slide. Okay. Now let me show you what happens if I put this into full screen. Okay. Right. So obviously we can see these ugly black borders on the edges of the screen. Okay, and if you're using Camtasia like I am, like right now you can see here I'm recording with Camtasia. Alright, if you're using any kind of screen capture, it's going to record those black ugly lines if you don't change the page setting of your slideshow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to design up here, page setup, and slides size 4. I'm going to change that to 16 by 9 on screen show. Hit OK, and now what you see is the slideshow has gone into a widescreen shot. Okay, it's gone widescreen now. Right, so here you go, full screen there, and there's no ugly black borders. It fits really nicely on the screen and it looks much better. So if you were to put that on YouTube or anything like that, it would fit on YouTube really nice and it wouldn't have the black borders on the sides. Okay, and that's really important when you go to actually editing your slideshows. Make sure you do that. It's a really important step. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the font because I don't like this font. I'm going to use something simple. You don't want to use anything that's hard to read. Just keep it nice and simple. I like to use Arimo. It's nice and easy. And then what you can do is you can actually make some of the words bold, like put emphasis on the important words. Some body text, maybe put some emphasis here. Yeah, because what the emphasis does is it just makes the text a bit more striking, stands out certain words and that kind of thing. And if you're trying to sell something, there might be certain words that you want to emphasize on. Okay, let's bring that up, make it a bit bigger. Probably make this a bit bigger as well. Alright. It's not going to get bigger than that. Okay. So now that I've done that, what I want to do is let me make this black as well. Ideally, you want to have these in two different colors, but I'm going to make it black for now, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to format the background and do a gradient. Okay, so I'm going to see how it looks on this color, alright? So that looks pretty nice with that blue. I do like the blue. But what you can do in PowerPoint is, you can mess around with these settings here and actually manipulate the way the gradient actually shows on the screen. Okay, you can do some really cool, funky stuff. If you really want to get wild with it, just have a little play around with it, and you can create some pretty cool gradient colors and gradient patterns. Okay, so that's an important thing to do, is add some kind of color in the back. You don't want to just have it white. If you do want to have it white, then try to add a gradient of some kind that will make it look more interesting. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I actually like this one better, so I'm going to apply that and close. And now what I want to do is change these colors, okay, because the black doesn't really go nicely with the blue. And ideally what you want to do is you want to get a color that is in the same color cycle. Okay, so I still want to use blue for the text, but I want to get a different shade of blue that contrasts nicely with my background. So let's go for a blue that's much darker. Okay, so this one here, I'll call it blue. You can call it what you want. I think it's blue, and that looks much nicer than just black. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the bottom body text to something else as well. Not the same as that, because then there's no point. You want to change it up a little bit. Okay, so maybe Yeah, I mean, that's nope, that's a bit too light. You don't want to do that. This is better because this is nice and it still kind of goes with the color of the back. Okay, what you can do is, because it's quite light, you can actually just make this white. I think you could probably make it white. No, white's too white. Okay. All right. Well, I think we could probably stick with the color we had there. It's fine, as long as it's a different color to the top, so it gives it a little bit of contrast. Okay. What I'm going to do now is just line this up, real nice. Okay. Alright, that's it. And that's how I would basically go ahead and design a slide. Okay, it's very simple. So when I put this in full screen now, it looks nice. You know, it looks pretty cool. It looks really nice. It looks much better than if it was just plain white with no gradient. What you can also do is, you know, add some kind of animation or a transition. You know, like a transition, if we do a fade. So if we do a fade now, I just added a fade effect to the slide, so it fades in. Okay, and it looks really nice. So if I just copy this over, you can see what it will look like. Okay, just to give you an example of how it would look. Okay, that's just an example to show you how it would look if you just added a simple transition and it looks nice, you know. Okay, so that's just a quick rundown of how I would design the slide. Nothing complicated at all. You don't need to do anything over the top. There's other things that you can do in the video that I'm going to show you how to do that will make it look much better. Okay, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.